Sudha has written in, she wants to buy a flat in Gurgaon with a budget of 60 to 70 lakh rupees. Shortlisted Dwarka Expressway. She wants some options. Prashan, I'm going to come to you on this. Dwarka Expressway right now. I know you did a big report on Dwarka Expressway. Do you recommend that she buys in that area, and do you have options for her?
If you look at some data, both New Gurgaon as well as Dwarka Expressway, has appreciated by close to 9.8% over the last 12 months. And if you look at under construction supply, it's about 32,000 units in the New Gurgaon region with an inventory overhang of about 14 months. Whereas on the Dwarka Expressway, there is an under construction supply of 48,000 units and an inventory overhang of 24 months. So with all that data in place, my suggestion would be that you look at New Gurgaon for investment, given that your budget is about 60 to 70 lakhs. And you haven't mentioned whether you are interested in in what size, in a 1 or a 2 bedroom. I would suggest you look at Vatika Lifestyle Homes in Sector 83 Gurgaon, where a 1 bedroom of 900 square foot would come close to about 65.7 lakhs. Or look at an upcoming project from Sare Homes in Sector 92 Gurgaon, where a 2 bedroom 1170 square feet would cost you about 64.3 lakhs.
We'll take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about investment options in Hyderabad and Navi Mumbai. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're watching the Property Guide in ET Now. Thank you for staying with us. Both of our guests are still with us as well. Let's take a few more questions. Amit has written in, and this is a really interesting question. The reason why we've picked it out is because it represents a lot of the questions we're getting over the last few weeks. Now, he wants to know if he should buy a low-priced property in Gachibowli in Hyderabad or an expensive under-construction property in Kandivali East in Mumbai. He wants to know which one will give him better returns. Also, he wants to know a few options between both of those, a budget of 1 to 1.5 crore rupees. Everybody in Mumbai is asking this question right now. If I want to buy a 2-bedroom in Mumbai, I cannot do it for less than 1.8 in any of the locations we've talked about. Does it make more sense to invest in a Hyderabad or any other smaller city for that matter?
Well, on the face of it, yes. But, you have to be very specific with what you're doing. In this particular case, like Amit has said, his choice is between Gachibowli and Kandivali East. Gachibowli is a very promising location, of course, and Hyderabad per se is a great city which has come up very strong in the last decade and a half. But, he has to analyze his motives very clearly. Hyderabad is something which is going through turmoil right now, and we all know that. It probably will not start to blossom at least in the next 12 to 18 months. So you have to have your motives clear. Is there a reason why you specifically want to be there? And if in Hyderabad, then why Gachibowli only? You could probably look at Madhapur, where there are quite a few other developers. If you look at Kandivali East, which is the specific choice that he's made, there are quite a few projects. The prices, of course, like you said, are 1.5 crores plus. But given a choice between the two and not knowing other things, so other things being constant, I would still like to go for something in Kandivali if my budget permits. And the reason is I'm uncertain about the immediate future of Hyderabad or Gachibowli per se, and I do not know how fast they'll start to pick up in the times to come.
Just a quick rebut now. I want to bring Prashant in here. If I go into Gachibowli, I can buy a 2-bedroom there at 30 lakh rupees. Maybe a very 30, 40, 50, around that much. What sort of return can I expect from that investment vis-a-vis 1.5 and upwards in a Kandivali East under construction? Prashant, what would you say to someone who asked you that question?
See, prima facie returns from Hyderabad have been, low, given that, Telangana dispute has been kind of there for quite some time now. And, it is a very underpriced market if we just look at capital values. But, given that, the states will be kind of split, the rate should kind of start looking up. But a lot would depend on how, the government is able to pull investments, fresh investments into Hyderabad. And, if you look at the past few years, very few corporates have actually moved into Hyderabad. Thus, I would say that, of course, it's an underpriced market, but it's a high risk, high return kind of investment. If you're looking at a much safer investment, I'll still kind of suggest you to, look at Kandivali East, because, land is a scarcity, and I think given that the current average prices are about 11,700 rupees a square feet, you can get a 2-bedroom for about 1.5, 1.6 CR. A couple of projects that you can look at in Kandivali would be Reflections Eternity by Raheja, where a 2 BHK 1103 square feet would cost 1.4 crore. A White City by Rajesh Life Spaces, where a 2-bedroom 980 square feet is available for about 1.1 crore. And Oasis by Acme Group, where a 2 BHK 1102 square feet is available for 1.3 crore. So quite a varied options in Kandivali East, and a much safer bet, I would say.
Rahul has written in, he wants to buy a 1-bedroom apartment in Panvel, Navi Mumbai with a budget of 50 lakh rupees. He shortlisted the Balaji Symphony by Space India and Greenscapes by Monarch. Now he tells us both these projects do not fall under the CIDCO jurisdiction, but the developers have assured him the NANA Act will ensure development of these localities. He wants help understanding the NANA Act, and he wants to know which of the two is a better option. Prashant, do you want to take this question? Take us through what the NANA Act is and how it will impact developments in Navi Mumbai.
Both these projects come under the MMRDA, and MMRDA, had published the NANA Act, which essentially was to take care of development of localities which fall under a 25-kilometer aerial, distance from the new proposed airport. And all that development would be, under the premise of CIDCO to ensure development of those, villages which come under the NANA Act. There are around 270 odd villages which come under the NANA Act, and thus if the two projects under question, are part of these villages, then definitely, you will see good development. If you want to get a, quick refresher on these villages, just do a Google on, villages under NANA Act, and you would be able to get the list of 270 odd villages to confirm that, these two projects are indeed, part of the development under the NANA Act. Between the two projects that he has mentioned, my suggestion would be to look at Monarch Green Spaces, given that Monarch is a renowned developer and of course has a track record of delivery, which are quality, establishments, residential developments, if I may call. Couple of other projects they can look at would be along the NH4 highway, which would be India Bulls Greens, Arihant Akanksha, and Marathon Next Zone.
We hope that helps. It's time for us to take a very quick break, but I want to thank both Prashant and Arvind for joining us on the show.